Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Zanussi grid-tied solar inverter. For all the world, it's a Solis machine with a Zanussi badge on it. Let's have a look at the rating plate on the side. So up here, Zanussi Solar, model ZAN-3K2G, 3500 watts DC, 100 to 500 volts MPPT range, VDC range, 3000 watt output, and there's its certs and other bits and bobs. I think this is just a badged unit from Zanussi. So the Zanussi are just taking Solis and putting a badge on it. And the bottom, it's got two DC inputs, a grid input, and some communications stuff here that I'm not too worried about. I've got a plug here to plug in the AC, and I'll plug in the DC, and we'll get cracking and see if it works. That's in, ready to go. Let's plug that in. I've got DC on the bench through a variac, so I'll try it on the number 1 side. I'm going to get you in to have a look at this so you can see what's going on here, and I will bring up the voltage accordingly. Over 100 volts, and it should wake up. It's running a little bit higher, probably up to 150 volts there now. And there it is, waking up. Zanussi ZAN 3K2G, and my operation light's flashing. 0 watts power. Its date is, I think, maybe correct, 22nd. Date might be right, but the time is off, and it's initializing, so it'll click through for a few minutes, maybe even a few seconds. I don't know if we get a timing countdown on this one. I think this is faster. Some of them are 3-minute start, and this one I think is a bit quicker. It's exactly the same in every way as a Solis, apart from, I guess, the name on the software. So what I suspect typically with machines like this is either that they are age expired and that someone's taken the solar panels down off a roof and putting up new ones. There's a relay clicking. They're definitely clicking. So are we going to get power through it? Status generating. Might have a working unit here. It's the first time I've plugged it in, you see. Power 0 watts. That's not what we want to see, but it's not giving me an error yet. So I'll bring up, it says it's generating, which is quite positive. Yeah, there's a relay clicking again. I've given it a bit more DC. No, we're getting an alarm. Did hear the relay clicking. That's gone back to operation even. Back to initializing, but it's not giving me a warning error yet. I'll leave it up around 200 volts and we'll see what comes through. It's a bit peculiar now. 0 watts. You can see that. It's a bit dark, but you can see it. If I press enter, maybe that brightens it up, and press escape again. Get the light on there, maybe that helps a bit. There's a relay clicking again. The operation light is constant. Generating. But is it going to give me any power back? No. Yeah, 0 watts. That's a bit peculiar. Now the relay clicked again. And an alarm. OV bus, that's a relay error. OV bus on this machine. So it's going to keep going in a loop, I would say. This is a repairable machine from my point of view. It's repairable dependent on the damage inside to the relay. Some of the relays are not very damaged, and I've got examples of them over here. So it's trying again there. The relays look like this, little Zettler one. This came out of a much bigger 3-phase Solis. You get into them, the bottom pins get scorched and damaged. The ones I've salvaged are okay, I think, from the bigger machine, but some of them get scorched, and then all you're hearing inside is this fellow here clicking. But if it's not clicking, then you're not going anywhere. It's clearly not working, so I'll write on it with a pencil. I'll write OV bus. And then I can clean that off later on when I repair it. I think I'm going to get into this and repair it. That'll come later on in the video, but for now I'm happy that this machine is worth saving rather than just scrapping. Okay then, Zanussi, we've got to get into the back. And then the front will lift off. We do a lot of flipping and back flopping and stuff. So put a towel down to protect your display. And we've got to run around and take out all of these Torx screws. And I might have the correct Torx fellow here. It does fit, great. I have seen these in the past where they've been stuck and they're torture to get out then, because there's like a riv nut in behind. If it gets stuck, it gets stuck. So what can you do? So I'm expecting to see on the back of the circuit board, I'm expecting to see a trace burned or something like that. And they're kind of wonderful that they'll work even though they're not working, if that makes any sense. So they kind of come alive off the DC, but they can feel the AC, but they can't do anything about it because the relays aren't there to open and close, which is a bit tricky. So there's this heatsink on the back. I don't know if I like these Solis ones or not. The first one that I ever got was the Aurora. No, it wasn't an Aurora, it was an ABB, but it's the same as an Aurora, what are they called? Power 1. And I got one that's from a more recent one, a late model you might say. That's an ABB. I seem to have bought out Aurora. And I've been running it for near a year and a half now on 9 panels instead of 15, so I've been running it on like 265 times, I don't know, 265 times 9, whatever that is. So I can't, oh I do remember there is a cable to the front display which we have to disconnect once we get in here, so I have to turn this over. Don't think I can do this job without, let's break the seal here first. Big screwdriver in the middle, give it a twist. Now I'm not precious about this because it doesn't work, and that's that. Flip it back. Like that. This top end should come up. Once the seal is broken, it should wiggle off like that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's just connect it up at this end. Here's the relays that are struggling with OV bus. Soldering iron's getting hot. I have to disconnect everything from here while holding it, and all of the spade connectors have safety tabs on them. So I have to poke them with something to wiggle them off, like this. Yeah, it should be okay. DC plus, DC minus, just 1 and 2. I have to just remember which one's which. DC 2, this fellow here. This one. There's no tabs, they should just pop off, and then AC 1 and 2. Or AC live and neutral, in fact. Stay there. This thing will have a tendency to walk away, so I'll just rest it on a multimeter. I'll show you what I'm doing here now, it'll make sense. Maybe in a minute. Okay, I'll do this side here. So, they're not marked, are they? I'm gonna have to mark them. Where's my pen? I can guess about live and neutral down there. This one is L4A. 3. Ground, ground. I'm gonna have to write them over there. Let's twistle that around. Ground, ground. They're straightforward enough. Bus, I can see bus plus comes from below, so I can see where it's labelled below. These ones, L1A, I need to mark 1. This one's L2A, I think. 2, that one was 3. 3. This one's 4. And there's a few more connectors to get on with here. That one, this one, and this one. And then there's a big strip connector here as well, ribbon down there. And so then we just have to take off the screws on top here, which have a Phillips fitment. I can see already which one's gone. It's this fellow here, Omron, all burnt and black. Over here. Here's the board. Right, I should look at that. This could be completely cooked. Hard to say. Look at that. That is cooked. And the other traces on the other ones are all a bit cooked as well. So I have 4 spare relays. I'm gonna put them in. That one went out with a bit of style, I think. So I've got to try and desolder these fellows. That one's already desoldered itself, I think. Well, let's try and pull them off then. Is that one coming loose? Good. That one's got a hole blown in the bottom of it. We'll have a look at these in a sec. Doesn't look healthy on that side of the board at all. Look at that big smoky patch. Let's give it a clean up with some. Let's give it a clean up with some alcohol. So that one's fairly cooked its way out of there. It's a double-sided board. It should have completely blasted itself out of there. Right. Let's get that there. So that's that alcohol done. There's a bit of a mess there. Give that a wipe. Okay, so I've salvaged those ones from another Solis. What else have I got? No, I've only got other ones that are chopped open, so it's gotta be these. We'll put them in, we'll see how we get on. one walked straight in, and this last one here. So these are slightly different actually, I should say. I started with Omron G8P-1A4P-BG, 12 volts. I'm replacing them with different ones completely. They're Zettler AZ2150W-1AE-12DEF. So these are 20 amps, 250 volts DC, so it's the same as that. 30 amps at 230 volts, so similar. These ones have a DC, it must have a DC trigger, I think that's what it's telling me. So let's see if I can't solder these back in now. So I need this to bridge into the copper all around, otherwise it's not gonna. Well, it looks like shit, but it might work. Okay, let's get it back together and turn off that soldering iron. It should wake up shortly if this is gonna work. Yeah, there's power coming on. Let's see if we're going to get OV bus again. So it should take a few minutes to wake up. It says it's initializing. Operations flashing, that's good. So it's still got 0 watts, but it should wake up pretty shortly. Or go to OV bus again. Something's happening. I've not heard that buzzing noise before. It's still flashing operation. It's not. I think it stays flashing though. I don't think it goes constant. We heard relays. You can hear humming. It says generating. Ooh, it's making noises. It's still saying 0 watts though. I wonder, is it arcing across something in there? No, 23 watts. It looks like we're coming up. Might have fixed it. That'll be good. Yeah, 46. I'll give it a bit more. Yeah, I'm just turning up the variac and it's going up. So, given that I've made a real shoddy effort at... not a shoddy effort, I've made the best possible effort I can with what I'm given in the terms of that board. So what I want to see now is, so it looks like it's working fine for that. It's got a low wattage. It could go up to, should be able to go up to 3 kilowatts or something like that. So let's go escape, enter, information. I just want to see total 25432. Let's write that down. E total. Right, I'm going to bring it back down again. Let it wind down. And it should go to sleep. And that's a repair. So I'm down to 0 volts and this thing should calm down now. Yeah, there's the relays turning off. Yeah, it's going to start as waiting because there's nothing in it. Let's plug out the AC and it'll go to sleep. And plug out this AC. And plug out the DC so that machine stops humming. Great. Plug out that DC stuff there as well. Okay, so what have I done with this? A Zanussi machine, the same as a Solis. I have identified that it had an OV bus error, and I've taken all the relays out and replaced them with second-hand but working relays, and it works again. So now what I will do is I will put it onto my array of, or my string of 5 solar panels, which will run it at about half power, and I'll leave it there for a few months, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, well, I've lost about an hour. No biggie. Questions or comments, leave them below. Any questions about Solis or Zanussi inverters? Or have a look at my other videos on solar and whatnot, how to install a solar carport or how to install solar panels on a concrete tile roof. There should be a solar playlist near this part now coming up because we're coming to the end of the video. So questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.